So we're all in this dark room. At least that's what it feels like, metaphorically. That's the way it started out for me. And this dark room, and you hear the noises and the screams and the grunts and the throwing up and the thrashing about, people bumping into walls. And a brave soul says, "Grab my hand. I think I can find a way out." And fear, we all grab hands, touching the walls, bumping into the fallen, hoping that the one who was able to collect themselves enough to say, "I think I can find a way out," knows what they're doing. Anything better than being alone, crying, grunting, screaming, throwing up, bumping into each other alone. But in that crowd, even in fear, even alone, certain souls are like, if you don't find the way out, that means everyone's gone. We're really not sure you know what you're doing, even though it sounds good. It sounds like a direction. Anything better than what we hear going on around us. It's in my mind sometimes, like looking at that in my past, that you realize sometimes when you grab that hand, they don't know where they're going. So many wasted trips trying to find a way out of this dark room. And eventually you're like, you know what? F it. I'm better off alone trying to figure a way out of this room, because something's wrong, always wrong with the leader, you know? There's got to be another way. How about just listening to the echoes? Listening to the darkness. Can it tell us the way out of the room? Why are we all so noisy? What if we all just stayed still? I guess metaphorically, are some of the questions I started to ask myself as I was screaming in my own dark space and my own mind and heart and spirit, looking at people flailing around in the world with no morality, telling me about morality. Whether they were up or down a notch really made no difference to me. That hand was not the hand to lead me out of the room. Although I wouldn't have been alone, bumping into walls wasn't enough. This is what it's like to be in that space where you're the bridge, you're the gap. You're willing to do something different, to think just a little bit different than the other people around you in the dark room. Not necessarily that you're better, but you allow yourself to take a different observation of it, to have a different experience of it, getting a different view or interpretation if you can't see the room. That's who we are. Rainbows, indigos, us ascending people, us, there's so many names for us now. People of heart consciousness. That's the only thing that will get us out of the room. Being there, daring to be different. It can be very terrifying to feel alone and you've stepped out of the line. Do you remember that line at school? Walking down the hallway corridor. Those hard floor tiles. The halls seem so long and so big. And you can hear your shoes tapping on the floor as you grab your little friend's hands and make the line. And teacher yells, "Line up! Everybody line up!" And you see everybody come from all over the place and make this line. And you begin to walk down the hallway. Tap, tap, tap. Occasional jingles of maybe earrings or purses or pens or something jingling. But all those feet are all going to line up in one row. And you're walking down this hallway with your group of other classmates learning, coming from their cubicles and box homes. And you step back for a moment, you in this line, and just step to the side for a minute so that you can observe. Something don't feel right. And you hear the teacher say, "Step back in line. Get back in line." And this one small little thing of stepping out of line has now got everybody staring at you. And you don't really know why you did it. You just know that you don't want to be there anymore. You just want to watch them. What are they doing? If one person steps out of the line, it can change a whole world, making a new bridge and a new routine, producing a new way of thought. They teach us not to step out of line at a very early age. Makes it all the more terrifying. You get that alert signal when you're not doing what everyone else is. But it's a lie. It's that person who steps out of the line and observes what's going on around them that we need to build a new system. Much love to you. Remember that. You are older now. It's fast forwarded and you've grown. You're a mother, a soldier, a doctor, a teacher, a friend. And you're still marching to the beat, in and out of the rooms they provided for us, in and out of the stores they provided for us, in and out of every facility they provided for us. And you see yourself in none of them. And you send your children that you now have out every day to stand in line. In line at stores, in line at school. In lines everywhere. In lines to get a chance, to get an opportunity. Standing in line to dream a dream that hasn't popped up in the aisle yet. But you better not step out of line. It's still there and you're watching. Again. Are you going to step out of line? Are you going to do it for your child now? Are you going to face that teacher and say, "Can't we do something different today?" What would it hurt if we zigzagged to the lunchroom It's all the same food there anyway. Is walking in a straight line going to make the food any different? Child comes home from these little boxes and standing in all these lines, seeing nothing in the aisles with your dream on it. Happens to be their dream. Just dry cardboard, paper, boxes, tasteless food sprinkled in all this color and flavor. Every opportunity basically shallow, covered in Tinseltown. No substance, just color and flavor. Like the magazine covered girls and guys we see. Just flavorless, choiceless drones. Damn, I wish I had stepped out of line. You say to yourself. Perhaps this food I'm eating would actually be tasting like food right now. Perhaps the opportunity I see not there for my children would be there. Perhaps I should have grabbed that hand in the dark room. At least we'd be with a group of other people bumping into walls too. Who do you ask when that happens, when you observe this metaphorical conundrum? You close your eyes and you remember that what you're looking at is the same thing you were looking at back then in that dark room, hearing all the screaming and yelling and confusion, fear. Smell it on you, your children, your environment. You want to scream, but it ain't going to make nothing any better. It's in that moment that the dark matters. Most of all, not the answers, but the things not answered, the things not there is what you're pulling from. It's like magic. Stuff just appears when you step out of line. Close your eyes and just listen to the darkness give you the medicine. It kind of shows you the way through your pain. I hope I'm painting a vivid enough picture. I hope you can see what I see and how one little small choice connects to a lot of other choices and ways of doing things. To find that light and have your child come home from that box and say, I'm glad you're a light. It's the best joy that any spirit could ever have, is to be the medicine in that dark space. So I'm so glad that we're all here together and that we're all closing our eyes, stepping out of line, and making a way. Much love to you.